Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to apply different image filters to an image in Expo React Native for iOS using the built-in CIFilter. So yeah, let's get started. We won't be using any third-party dependencies for this. We will be writing native code, and the filter part is built in iOS, so we don't have to use any third-party dependency for that as well. Right, so first we need to go to this particular URL to create an Expo React Native project. Now there are different templates for creating this projects. We will be using this blank TypeScript template, so I will be just copying this particular uh, like command to create Expo React Native project using this blank TypeScript template. The advantage is that it has very less boilerplate code, and it also has TypeScript support. That's why I'm using it. Now we need to give our app some name, so it will ask us for an app name. I'll just give it as my app. You can name it whatever you feel like. So let it do its thing. In the next step which we need to follow is we'll just have to go to this particular URL and just open it in a new tab. So first we need to go to the Android device, go to select development build. I have disabled ES because we will be building it locally. Then select macOS. I have already installed this command. I have already installed this. I have already installed this. I have already installed Android Studio, and I have already done all the required setup which is necessary for which is mentioned in the documentation. Okay, then I have already set this Android home path as well, and I've also set this z shell or environment variables inside our shell. Then we need to run this particular command, so I'll just copy it, and here we'll have to cd to our app. So our app has finished installing. I'll run this command. So let's just wait for this to finish. In the meantime, what we can do is we'll just scroll down and copy this command as well. So this will basically help us to create the Android folder for us. So this will actually create the native Android code which is necessary. So I'll just copy this command and paste it. Again, this will run some things and it will create the Android folder for us, so don't worry too much about it. Okay, so that's it for the Android part. Then you will have to go to the iOS device part. Again, select development build. Here you can disable ES. I have already installed Xcode as well. I have already installed Xcode command line tools as well. I have already installed Watchman. We have already ran this command, so we don't need to run it again. If you want, you can run it. And then we need to run this particular command, so I'll just copy this. So here you can see like before I run this particular command, here you can see for that Android command which we ran, I get this error. Now this is not really an error. It is because I don't have an Android emulator installed and I have not connected my real Android device. That's why it is throwing me this error. It's not really an error. In your case, it might have selected the Android emulator whichever you have installed, or a real device if you have connected it to your laptop. But yeah, we don't need to run it again. You can just do Control-C to dismiss this, because we haven't written any code, so no point in running it again. Same thing will happen for iOS as well, but for iOS do have a simulator installed. Any which ways, we are not going to test it on an emulator or a simulator. I'll test it on a real device. Then I'll just paste this command. Now this will take a little bit of time to run because it needs to do all the CocoaPod installation as well. So let it do its thing. In the meantime, what I want to show it to you is this particular docs. So this will help us to create the native modules for us, in which we will be writing all the required necessary code. So here is the this is how we add a new module, but we'll need to wait for this iOS command to finish. So let it finish, then I'll come back and show the next steps to you. Okay, so here you can see it is asking me to run it on a simulator. I won't run it. I'll just press Ctrl-C. Then, like I mentioned, we need to copy this command and paste it over here. Now this will ask us few questions like what should be our module name and all that stuff. I'll keep everything as default and just press enter, 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 and let it do its thing. Now given that we have installed this particular module for iOS, we again need to run this pod installation command for our module as well. So just go this and just paste this command as well. Again, now let it do its thing. This is just a cheat sheet which I have created, so don't get too confused. Again, this will take a bit of time, so let it do its thing. Here you can see it is installing that module. So what I will do now is I'll just remove this. Okay, I'll just open our project. So I'll just go. So here is my project. Now what I'll do is I will write down all the necessary code, come back and then explain it to you. and show you guys the output as well. Okay, so I have written down all the code. Let's go through it. So here I have VS Code. So first you will have to go to modules, my module, and here you will have to go to my module view.tsx. Oh, sorry, not this, but my module .types.ts. And here you will see like by default you will see this code. I have commented this out. Now this code may differ in future. This is the default code which was present, so I've just commented it out. And the prop which I want to add is filter name, so which will be of type string. And we have also added this view props because, and make sure you import this view props from React Native. The reason we have added view props is we need to add some stylings too as well if you want to change the image view width and height. Now I want to make it very clear that we are not using the React Native's image view. We will have to use native iOS image view. The reason being, it works like the CIFilter works fine, like it works out of the box with native iOS UI image view. I don't know how to make it work with React Native's image view. I know behind the scene React Native image view work like uses UI image view, but the code is it in Objective C. I don't like Objective C. That's why I'm not going to tinker with that. So make sure you make these two changes, like filter name, view props, and you can comment all this stuff out. Then you just go to app.tsx, and here you will have to import your module view. Again, if you have given it some different name, you will have to import it like it. And here we just create a React component, my module view. You can give it some style like width and height I have given, and I've applied some filter. Now here I will tell you what are the different valid filters. Now this actually is not a valid filter. Like there is a filter with this name, but this is not the exact name. Okay, so I want to make it very clear. Like I have made this custom filter name. Like there is a filter called comic effect, but it's not exactly like this. Again, once I show you guys the code, things would be more clearer. Next you will have to go to the iOS folder. You will have to go to my module.swift, and sorry, yeah, and just scroll down at the very bottom, and here inside this particular view you will see something like this, like this URL prop and this onload event. As you know, we have already commented this out, so we don't require all this stuff. So I have commented this stuff out over here as well. Now what is our prop name? It is filter name. That's what we were passing over here, right? So that's what I'm using over here. And whenever we get the filter name, we just call this apply filter method, which has been defined inside my module view. So we'll have to create a method called apply filter. Now the next thing is you will have to go to my module view.swift. Now there will be some default code which will be present over here, so you will have to remove that default code. It would be related to web view. Again, this might change in the future, the default code, but first you will have to import UIKit as well as core image CIFilter built-ins. Then here I'm creating our UI image view. Inside the init method, I'm adding our image view to our parent view, and inside layout for subviews I'm just like setting the width and height whatever we have set it from React Native side. Then this is the apply filter method. So firstly I'm loading our image. Now I have done this for a static image, but yeah, just to keep things simple, but you can do it for a dynamic, like an image which comes from your server as well, but I don't want to go into that. Now what is this lake? So this is an image which I have included inside our iOS project. Now you can't directly include it inside your React Native project. What you'll have to do is you'll have to go to your app, go to the iOS folder, and double click on this .exe workspace to open it inside Xcode. Now inside Xcode you will have to open this images inside your my app or whatever your app name is, and here you can see I have just dragged and dropped this image called lake. You can drag and drop whatever image you feel like. Preferably use a PNG or a JPEG image. I think like WebP and GIF are not directly detected, and you might have to write some custom code for that. That's why I'm using a typical PNG or a JPEG. I'm using a JPEG image. So name it whatever you feel like. So I have named it as lake, but here you will have to change the name to whatever is your image name. Okay, then we convert it to a CI image. Then here is our filter. Now these are all the different filters. So this filter name which I have set, right? So these are all the filters which you can set it from React Native side by passing it as a prop. Now there are a lot of filters. I won't go through it all of it, so I'll simply scroll through this file. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy the code. Now I have defined a method for each and every one of these filters. So the file is quite big, so I'll simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy the code. Be careful with the naming. So yeah, so there are a lot of filters. I won't show you all the filters, but yeah, there are a lot of filters which you can try. Again, and now I'll just shut up and simply scroll through this file. So yeah, these are all the filters. Then we get the output image, then we get a CI context, then we create a CI image out of the with the help of this context and output CI image, and then we convert the CG image to a UI image, and then we just assign it to our image views image. Then this is for, so these are all the different methods which I was talking about. Again, I'll simply scroll through this. I'm not an expert on this. I have copied this from documentation. Simply scroll through this. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy the code. Okay, so these are all the filters which are available. I hope you are still with me. So now let's see the output. So here you can see inside app.tsx, first I have applied this comic effect, and if I just quickly show it to you, I do have a comic effect. So here you can see this is the filter name which I have applied. You can use whatever filter name you feel like. Here you can see this is how the comic effect look like. Then there is something called apply sepia tone as well. So I'll just apply this particular effect and I'll just do save, and here you can see this is how the apply sepia tone looks like. Then there is this false color as well. I'll just copy it and I'll paste it over here, and this is how the false color looks like. So you can try it all this color, like all these effects by yourself. Like I don't want to bore you with all the details, because yeah, here you can see bokeh blur, it looks like this. Then there is this bump distortion as well. So again I'll just copy this, paste it over here, and this is how the bump distortion looks like. Then there is this circular screen as well. So again this is the last one which I'm showing. Rest you can try it on your own. So yeah, these are all the effects. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.